It's Joe, and welcome to Joe Talks Football. And because it's again transfer window season, and the Premier League doesn't start for another 10 days or so, I thought let's go for a second edition of Transfer Rumours. Today titled Joe Talks Football Transfer Rumours 2 Revenge of the Rumours, because who doesn't like a good sequel title? So again, like before, we're going to go through transfer rumours as collated by the BBC onto their handy gossip page on BBC Sport app and website, which you can check out, which you probably already know about. But I thought let's say what's happening, just because I'm using the app, and I thought, well, be a bit rude not to give them a cheeky shout out on this pokey little football podcast right here on Spreaker and YouTube once I finish it, technically. Check out the YouTube, also called Joe Talks Football. There's only one podcast on there at the moment, but as we do these, there'll be more and more on there as they get uploaded when I finish. So on with the transfers. Okay, this first one's from the Daily Mail, and it's read verbatim. Tottenham manager Mauricio Pochettino has revealed he spoke to Chelsea striker Alvaro Morata about joining Tottenham, but the 24-year-old did not want to compete with Harry Kane. Non-story, don't you think? Not really anything to that one. He spoke to Morata. Morata quite sensibly realised he's not very good in comparison to someone like Harry Kane. Now, I feel like Chelsea, although they clearly did need a striker because they'd put all their eggs in the basket of Romelu Lukaku, didn't happen. They told Diego Costa to jog on before that deal actually went through, and apparently wanted to join Manchester United as soon as Mourinho told him he could, or whatever. Interesting choice, but that's not a specific Celtic. And obviously, so they needed someone like Morata because Lacazette, who had already gone, Lukaku had already gone, and Torino wanted crazy money for Belotti. No, I'm not too well versed in Belotti, but I think that pretty sure he's only had one good season, and I'm not sure where they got the €90 million release clause from, to be honest, unless he signed it in January. It's eminently possible. Okay, so to do with this one, yeah, that makes sense. Tottenham probably looked at players. Morata, there was a stat that Morata had scored 40 goals in his professional career, and Harry Kane had scored 42 goals since January 2016. So basically what I'm saying is Morata probably wouldn't have been first choice at all at Tottenham, and if you're not going to be first choice at Tottenham, you may as well be not first choice at Real Madrid. And so he's now at Chelsea, and well, clearly if Pochettino said this probably happened, unless he's being weird and psyching Chelsea out or something. But yeah, Harry Kane is better than Morata, certainly as a centre forward. Personally think Morata wasn't a very good buy for Chelsea, to be honest. He's just not very good. He's not a goal scorer. People say, he fits into their style of play more. But, if they wanted Lukaku, then clearly that wasn't so much of an issue, because Morata was second choice. Hence why they only actually bought him directly after Lukaku went to Manchester United. So I think, it'll probably be alright. It'll probably score like 12 goals or something. But in the end of the day, Costa would have scored more, but they burnt the bridge far too early. So, that's my reckons. Next one from the Times. Arsene Wenger has told striker Alexis Sanchez he will not be sold to another English club this summer. If I'm Alexis Sanchez and I'm hearing that, I'm like, okay, I'll go to Man City next summer for free. So you'll have just dropped £50-odd million. Congratulations to you. I think I would personally, as Arsene Wenger or various people who make decisions at Arsenal Football Club in terms of transfers, because it's never just one man anymore, certainly not the manager at these big clubs. Anyway, maybe further down in the more provincial English Football League sides. Sanchez, I'd sell Sanchez. Probably try and force him the way of PSG or Bayern Munich. But at the end, because selling into Man City, they already don't compete with Man City in the league and won't compete with Man City in the league. And giving them, I might check this, but based on fantasy football stats from last season, he got something like 100 points more than Arsenal's next best player. I'll check this as I'm going. Alexis Sanchez last season scored 264 points. Arsenal's next top scorer was Mesut Ozil on 167. So nearly 100 points more. And I know fantasy football isn't what a Premier League club or any club would base their decisions on, but that is based on impact. All the fantasy football is based on impact. I think Sanchez is the top scorer in fantasy football as well overall. So he's getting points for goals and assists, and he's got 97 more points than the next top scorer, which I think is something to be very worried about losing, especially on a free transfer in a year's time. And the comments Wenger made the other day about Sanchez, they're in their last year, but this is a perfect situation. It really isn't. Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez needs to perform so they get a contract. They really don't. If I'm a football club, I'm selling Alexis Sanchez whatever he does next season because he's an unbelievable football player. But you got your Ronaldo, you got your Messi, and then there's a tier down from that, and that is like Neymar, Bale, Neuer, these kind of people. I say Sanchez is probably in that tier. Alexis Sanchez is the best player in the Premier League, in my opinion, and I think probably in most people's opinions because he's unbelievable. He carries Arsenal so badly. Imagine how good he'd be if he did go to Man City. It'd be unbelievable. They'd be unstoppable. I would actually probably do some, well, maybe not because they're Manchester City and they'll get drawn against Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Juventus in the group stage, because that's just the luck they have. And then drawing another Atletico Madrid in the round of the 16, if they even got through, which they wouldn't, because those are the best sides in the world. But yeah, Alexis Sanchez on top of their current attacker, Sane, who's an unbelievable player, Gabriel Jesus, who has an unbelievable finishing ability, Aguero, who we all know is amazing, Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, David Silva, and then Kyle Walker, Danilo, and Benjamin Mendy up from the back as attacking fullbacks, which I assume is how they'll be used because that's how they play. Maybe not Danilo, he may play in various different positions, but if that is the kind of players Man City could have on top of Alexis Sanchez, that's game over, I think. So I think they'd be silly not to sell him this summer, but I would try and avoid selling him to Manchester City, is what I'm saying. The next one's from the Daily Mirror, so you know it's true. Manchester United interested in signing Paris Saint-Germain right back Sergi Aurier, who is currently banned from entering the UK. Okay, yeah, he had that weird that criminal offence, I think it was in China. And so he's currently, probably not in jail, but having an appeal or something. So, in terms of a football player, Aurier would probably be quite good for them. They got Valencia as a fullback. I think Luke Shaw, if they persist with him and give him the time he clearly needs, would be very good. But, So, basically what I'm saying is I'd probably sign Sergio Aurier. It'd be a good acquisition for them. Because I can't imagine PSG really wanting to keep him after all the stuff he's said and done. Sergio Aurier. He seems a bit of a loose cannon, but a good fullback nonetheless. So would obviously be a good player for them. Manchester knows just can they deal with the baggage that comes with him? For an interesting story. I believe there's one about Neymar in here. And okay, Barcelona are lining up. This from the Independent. Barcelona are lining up Borussia Dortmund forward Ousmane Dembele, and Juventus striker Paulo Dybala as potential replacements for Paris Saint-Germain bound forward Neymar. On this story, I initially couldn't believe what I was hearing, but slowly I've come round to the idea of it and think it could actually be quite a good choice for Neymar, because he wants to be the main man. He knows he needs to be the main man somewhere, and I don't think anyone, no player in the world can be the main man alongside Lionel Messi. There's going to be people who would say Cristiano Ronaldo, but Ronaldo is, I'd say, as good, if not a little bit worse, than Messi. But I don't think neither of the two would probably stand out against each other. They would stand out, obviously, against the rest of the team, but they wouldn't come in and be like, oh my god, he's amazing, kind of thing. So obviously Neymar wants to step out from behind the shadow, because there's a huge expectation on Neymar in terms of being Brazil's next Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Pelé kind of person. So he needs to win that Ballon d'Or. And he's 25 years old now. So he's, just stepping into the prime. 26 for next summer's World Cup. They won't win the World Cup. Putting it out there now. I'll hit myself with some sort of Mika Rula if Brazil win the World Cup next summer. It's just not good enough. They got Neymar. The rest of the players are either good or, in terms of international stage, kind of players. The other side, we got like France or Germany. It's not as good. And even Argentina have a lot more strength in depth in terms of attacking options. Defensively, they're terrible, but they got the attackers to be better than Brazil. As was shown in Brazil when they got to the final, and Brazil did not. And they also didn't get completely obliterated by Germany, as Brazil did. In terms of Neymar, I can see why he would move, and obviously there was another thing on how PSG could afford it. So there is possibility of that one, and I think I'd be surprised if Marco Verratti wasn't a part of the deal somehow, but just to make it slightly more affordable in terms of upfront payments. Because Barcelona are probably going to want 100 million upfront, but I think PSG could probably whistle them down to about 70 upfront or something, and Marco Verratti, and then pay them yearly or in various bonuses, performance-based clauses about getting him back. So Neymar I can see. In terms of the two they mentioned, Ousmane Dembele and Paulo Dybala, both very good options, really. I think we saw in the England-France game, obviously Ousmane Dembele performed very well for, I believe it was Rennes, and then Borussia Dortmund last year. But in the France-England game, he was probably France's best player in that match. He was really good, scored a great goal, really fast, troubled England all the way through. I know it's England, so it's not really saying much, but he was good in the game. And Dybala, obviously, Champions League finalist last year, key man, knows Messi pretty well for Argentina setup. He would make sense as a buy. So yeah, both of those probably could be very good replacements for Neymar. Certainly better than the rumour that Coutinho would be the new forward. I assume that Coutinho would be the new midfielder. They wanted Verratti, but that Verratti was difficult. They wanted Coutinho. So that was the kind of thing. Even so, I don't know why they would want Coutinho. Dele Alli, for example, is a lot better, younger too, pretty sure. Just gets more goals and assists, kind of thing. If you're willing to pay the huge amounts they want for Coutinho, you should probably be prepared to pay even more for a Dele Alli, much better player. So yeah, we are coming to the end of our slot. I have been Joe. This has been Joe Talks Football. I will see you next time I do a podcast. Bye.